our foundational program here is victory defined. Okay. And we live in a society, you mentioned it, cancel culture. We live in a society, we're afraid to talk about winning, right? Like it's, oh my God, he wants to wake up every day and win. Well, you have to be able to clearly articulate what victory means to you. The way we break it down is values, intangibles. And this is why I'm so excited to talk to you. The third one is creativity, right? And reframing everything and be able to reframe situations, circumstances, challenges, adversity as opportunity. And then T, and then objectives, and then rules of the game, challenging the status quo, which you talk so much about. And then why standing for you, the ability to work on yourself. And how important, from what you just told me, is the story that you are telling yourself, and how much that story you are telling yourself empower you to become the author of your own story?
All right. Well, you couldn't have basically paved the way for my ex-MBA any better than you just did, because we actually use the hero's journey as our method.
Okay.
And for those that don't know what the hero's journey is basically over the last 2,000 years, every major story was really written that, hey, we identify a person, they come to a place in their life, they either fail or find out they're not where they thought they were, and they have to think about that, and then they come away and they learn it, and then they teach others. So Star Wars, the movie, Harry Potter, all literally written down to a T on the hero's journey. We use it in the XMBA because you are your own hero. And if you actually play your own character, and I think of this as, I think of a Tom Brady, as a sports analogy, I guess, is when he steps on the field, I think he believes he's a superhero.
So do a lot of people.
Yeah. And I think that's part of, when you step into business, when you step in the boardroom. When I was in sales and I became one of, everywhere I've gone, I've really been good at sales and winning, because I literally played a person. Like, I'm going to walk in here and I'm going to be the best salesperson in the world. And I'm going to be listening. I'm going to be empathetic. I'm going to hear what they say. I'm going to find out. And I literally would have this little affirmations before I went in, and I said them to myself, and nobody knew I said them. And then I did that. Same with me speaking on stage. I don't get nervous, however big the crowd is or whoever I'm talking to. And I've been in front of some very important people in my life. Is like, how do you stay centered? It's because at the end of the day, like, I want to accomplish, and that's where this all comes back to 1 million exponential leaders for me. That's where I want to accomplish now. At whatever time I wanted to accomplish, I was very outcome focused, very winning driven, because I did grow up in sports. I'm not saying it's the only way. I do think that we have to, get people back to thinking about winning or learning. And the faster you learn, the more you'll win. The reality is that those failures, or what you learn from that, is how we actually grow. And I think part of that is, the mindset that I really see that an exponential leader has is getting into a place where they're actually present in the moment to understand that they can, back to creativity, they can create whatever they want that day. Right. So the beauty is, when they wake up, they think about the biggest thing they can create. Most people slink out of bed and think about going hit the alarm or going back to bed or whatever it is. But when you really look at exponential leaders I've talked to, they're not having a hard time getting out of the bed. No. They're excited on Monday as much as they are Friday. And they're excited about every moment in their life, because they understand they're able to create their world. And they understand that failure is part of it. So then it's just, let's learn from this. And then it accelerates. And I think in the overall, mission of what I'm doing is to help people really have the confidence to say something like, I'm going to create 1 million exponential leaders. And all I can say is follow me in the next, 10, 15, 20 years. You'll be like, oh my God, that guy created a million exponential leaders. And he was on my podcast.
Yeah. No, and I will follow you. And I'll be the first one to say, I told you so, that he will do it too. No, I believe